Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I did want to do a chit chat get ready with me just because I personally like watching this. I just feel like this has been a very challenging week. Oh my god, month. This has been a very challenging month, actually week also. So I just want to make this video also to see if this resonates with anyone and maybe like someone out there is going through the same thing. I just kind of want to be very vulnerable and honest. So right now I am gonna get ready to go to dinner and then I think I'm gonna go shopping afterwards, so I'm just getting ready for that. And I'm honestly looking forward to it because I just feel like I haven't really gone out of the house that much. It's been really hard for me lately, honestly, and this is why. I also want to apologize if you hear the fan in the background. I don't have AC in my room, so I do have to put the fan because it's super hot. Like literally sometimes I get sweaty trying to get ready, so just in case you hear that in the background. I do want to say July has definitely been a very challenging month, and that's because I personally feel like there's been a lot of unexpected changes and a lot of things where I'm kind of like, okay, like fuck, like I have to readjust again, or something came up and I have to change my plan again, and that personally like makes me feel very anxious. Like when something changes unexpectedly or something doesn't go to plan how I think it's gonna work out, like that literally makes me so anxious because I feel like I can't, not necessarily that I can't control the situation, but I can't plan what's gonna happen next or what my next move is, if that makes sense. And I'm someone who just really likes to have a plan and plan things ahead. I don't know, it just makes me feel like more secure and more safe. Honestly, I'm just gonna be so transparent. Like I know a lot of you guys like don't even know me, but like I said, I'm only being so transparent because one, I kind of want to use this as my outlet, and two, like I feel like there's so many people that may be going through like tough times or similar times, and it's like I always say, like you're not in it by yourself. Like you never know what someone's going through in another place in the world, a stranger you see on the street. Like it doesn't really matter who, like you just never know what someone's going through. So I started off my month by finding out that my biological dad is having another kid. Yeah, and I know I really haven't gotten too much into detail about my family or my bio dad, but long story short, I try to have a relationship with him. He was never in my life. When I did try to have a relationship with him, obviously, clearly it didn't work out. It didn't go the way that I expected it to be. I think I just had a different expectation of how he was going to be with me, and that's my fault for even having those expectations. But it wasn't like that father figure that I was longing for, especially because he had never been in my life all these years. So it's kind of like, okay, you come into my life 19-20 years later, like how are you really gonna be a dad to me, if that makes sense? If like that was never his natural instinct with me. So total now he has 6 kids. So yeah, I found out he's having another kid, and the cherry on top of that, oh my god, if I get emotional, I'm so sorry. I just get very emotional when I talk about my feelings, and because I feel like I bottle them in so much because I don't go out. Like I literally stay home and work and go to the gym and school, but right now it's summer, so I apologize if I get watery-eyed in advance. That literally like broke me so hard to like see that my dad is gonna have another kid, and like I said, cherry on top is that it's a girl. I saw that it's a girl, so I'm like, dang, like you're having another baby girl when you never could take care of your firstborn baby girl. You never even wanted to have anything to do with me, and now you're having another girl. So I think that just made it worse, because I'm like, he just did not treat me the best when I try to have a relationship with him, and it was always me trying to put in more effort and him never standing up for me when it came to certain situations. So on top of that, you guys, I didn't even find out through a phone call or anything. I literally found out through social media. Ain't that some shit? I literally found out through social media. I found out through Instagram. His wife made like a little video, like a little reels, and at first she like posted like her gym progress pictures, so I'm like, oh, like good for her, like she's just like trying to show that she's like confident or whatever in the gym, just to find out towards the end she's like, oh, like this is such an unexpected, not planned, like biggest blessing, like God knew I needed like another like something like that. She posted the pictures of the ultrasound, the gender of the little girl, how many weeks she was, and I literally looked at my phone and I was like, cannot be for real, like be for real. And I guess she has no obligation to, but it's just the fact that like she knew I would see it, and she didn't even bother to be like, hey Nat, by the way, before you see anything on social media or whatever, like just want to let you know your dad and I are expecting another kid. Like I don't know, man, I feel like I would have handled that situation differently had I been in her shoes, but at the same time, you can't obligate people to like do certain things for you or take you into consideration. First heartbreak of July, okay? Secondly, I've been having a really hard time at my new job, and that's because I just feel like I'm way underpaid for all the responsibilities that I have to do. Like this is such a serious job, you guys. Like this is literally a big girl job, and it's just the way that like that job just requires so much detail, and you just have to handle so much stuff that it could literally be stressful at times. And it is an office job, so like it's very serious. So I truly like enjoy my position and I enjoy what I do there, but I'm just not happy anymore because the pay sucks for what I do. I'm gonna just say In-N-Out workers make more than what I make in that office job, and this job is like having to talk to probation officers, having to talk to people from court, having to create invoices, payroll, having to take phone intakes, email correspondence, still trying to help out the trainees that are there, checking account balances, personal assistant duties, which was never really in my job description, okay? Organize stuff for supervisors, like keep the office organized and check. Like it's just so many, like that's just the overview, but there's a lot more that goes into it. And besides the pay being sucky, I only get paid once a month. That's been so hard, you guys, and honestly, like everything here has been so expensive and everything's going up in prices. Like it's been incredibly difficult, to say the least. Like I've been having to be like super smart with like how I spend my money. Like literally for every little thing I purchase, I'm like trying to plan it out, because I'm like, oh my god, will I have enough by the end of the month? Like am I gonna feel stressed out by the end of the month? Like, and you know how it feels to be stressed out about money. Like it's never a pleasant feeling. And because I do work 30 hours a week right now because I'm not in school, like I literally just I cannot take it upon me to get a second job, especially because I had a summer school class that would start at 6, so right after work. So I just didn't even have time to like do anything else to get extra cash. It's just one of those jobs also where you go in and you just feel super drained because of all the amount of people that you're constantly having to talk to every day, constantly like having to be on top of everything, people asking you a million different questions, people just expecting you to like do the most for them when it's like, sorry, like no, like you have to set those boundaries for yourself every single day, and it gets tiring. So actually not long story short, but what ended up happening is that I told my boss straight, like I was very scared to do this, but I had mentioned to her previously if she was going to do any raises, because she had mentioned that she wasn't going to do any raises since we lost a school district that's like a big donor to my work. So she had mentioned before, like, I'm not going to do any raises, so like you guys don't even bother asking, blah blah blah. So I remember asking her like around 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was like, hey, like, by any chance, I know you said raises were off the table, but is that still like something that's off the table? Or, and she's like, yeah, no, like I'm not gonna do that, like I'm not doing raises, I still feel the same about it. Okay, but it gets to the point where this lady is just like really rude. She comes off as rude, and she is older, so, but still, it like doesn't give you an excuse to make people feel bad or treat them poorly or talk to them a certain way. But like there'll literally be times where I'm so stressed out, like I have so much to do, especially on a Monday. Mondays are like my busiest days, and she'll literally come to my desk and just won't even say hi to me, won't even say good morning to me. Like she just drops her keys in front of my desk and she goes, here are my keys, I need you to go to my car and get these 3 boxes for me, and then once you're done, bring me back the keys and then take these boxes to my car and load it up for me. Like, okay lady, not even like, hi, good morning Natalie, like how are you, like how was your weekend? Nothing. Like just straight up like demanding stuff from me. And like the way she comes off is so freaking rude that you're just like, okay, I already feel very unappreciated at this job, and on top of that you talk to me so nasty. And like sometimes when you're trying to explain yourself to her, she gives you this look like, what the F are you talking about? Like she just makes you, like, she really like humiliates you, and she'll talk to you a certain way in front of people that I'm just like, I'm not okay with this. So I like spoke to my mom about it. I told her everything that was going on at work, and then she was like, you know, like you really need to like speak up for yourself and not let yourself get bullied, like just because you're young and just because like X, Y, and Z does not mean that she has the right to treat you that way. Like no one should be treating you that way. And she's like, yeah, I agree, like your job requires a lot that is definitely not worth $18 in my opinion for something that serious. So like you need to go in there and you need to like verbally tell her how you feel and whatever, ask her a raise. So basically I did that, and I was very scared to do it because I have a hard time initiating the conversation about my feelings. Like usually I just keep it in until someone's like, okay, what's up, like I could tell something's changed in you, and that's when I'll say it. But I have a really hard time saying my feelings at first because I feel like I always get a huge knot right here in my throat, and like it's very hard for me to like say how I feel without crying. Like I don't know why, that's just always been a thing. Like I always cry when I explain how I feel, and it's not like I do it on purpose or like I want to cry, but it just like happens naturally. So whatever, I just told this lady, I was like, look, like, and I started off so polite about it, you guys. I was like, I really appreciate, you know, this opportunity. I love working here, I love my position. And I told her, I was like, I just want to be completely transparent with you and I don't want to break your trust. I literally told her that before anything else in the conversation. I said, I don't want to break your trust. Like, I don't want to blindside you, but this is how I'm feeling. I'm like, I just feel like it's not fair. I feel like I take so much pride in my work. I'm here every single day, Monday through Friday. I'm the eyes and ears of the office. Like, explaining myself, you guys, as to why I should get this raise, right? Like, why I'm worthy of this raise. And she completely shut me down. Like, she literally made me feel so humiliated. I just went to the restroom and cried after that conversation, because I'm like, I'm not gonna have this lady see me cry because of her. So I just went to the restroom afterwards. But she literally humiliated me. She's like, just because you passed your 90-day probationary period does not mean that you deserve a raise, when there's been so many people here that have been here way longer than you that definitely deserve a raise. So basically saying like I would not be on her first priority to give a raise anyways. And then she's like, you don't even consider that to even like give you this position. I had to pay so many people extra hours just so they could help you start in this position, and you knew exactly what this position was when you accepted it. First of all, no one knew how to even train me in my position. Like, they trained me on the bare minimum stuff. Everything else I've been figuring out along the way. Like, I guess they showed me like how to basically do the day-to-day operations of the office, but everything else I have figured out on my own, and I feel like I have done it so gracefully, and everything's been smooth up until this point. So she just made me feel really bad, and saying that she's not gonna do it, she's not gonna give me a raise, that she already mentioned it to me before, that she also mentioned that we lost a school district. So she told me like this conversation was off the table, and I was like, I know we lost the school district, but at the same time I was like, I see how much money is in the account balance every week, and I give you checks for schools every week, and matter of fact, you just told me we got a check for a grant through the mail. So I was like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, that's what I told her. The way she went about it was just so nasty. So I just looked her in the eyes and I was like, got it. Like, got it. I see your true colors, lady. So she made me feel super bad. I went to the restroom, started crying. Because you know when you like stand up for yourself and someone makes you feel so little, or like you just don't even matter, or what you say doesn't even matter, like especially when you put in your effort into something. Like, I know how much effort I put into that job, and for her to like react that way or not even want to see where I'm coming from, it's like talking to a wall. Like, it's just so like humiliating, and it makes you feel bad. Word on the street is that now she has the biggest issue with me, and this lady even went as far as saying, if she's not happy here and she doesn't want to be here, then I could just fire her. How about I just fire her? You want to fire me, and it's like, literally I'm the only one in the office. Like, I have such an essential role in that office, and I'm not just saying that like because of me, but like any person who has that role in that office for that company is like such a huge part of that place. So I'm like, you want to fire me, a college student who, you know, like I have stuff going on, you know, I'm still in school, you know a little bit about me. I'm the only one who knows fully how to do that job, and because I spoke up for myself in a respectful manner and I had valid points and I pointed out those points to you, you want to fire me. And that just shows you like how bitter and how ugly some people's like true colors are. So point is, like, I guess the guy who received the phone call was like, no, you can't even fire her, like you don't even have a valid reason to fire her, nothing wrong, like she's just like trying to say how she feels. Like, so I guess like that lady calmed down, and then she was just like, okay, like you're right, but I'm not happy with her. Like like supposedly she has all these problems with me now, and I'm like, what a coincidence that now I speak up for myself and she has a problem with me, when it's like, how come I never knew that she had a problem with me in the past up until I mentioned anything about, you know, getting a raise or want. And you guys, I wasn't even asking for a crazy raise. I'm asking for a $2 to $3 raise. Be for real. Be for real, lady. Like, and I see, you guys, how much money she has. Like, that's what I'm like, and like 2 people are not even on our payroll anymore. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for her to like take it to this context, or like all the way to this extent, I'm like, there's no reason for it. That same day, you guys, that I asked her for a raise, she literally stayed in the office like another hour, and when she left, or that whole hour, she was being super passive aggressive with me, not talking to me, like purposely ignoring me. And then when she left the office, she only said bye to one other lady that was there and not to me. And I know she saw me because we were in the same room. After that whole thing, like, I don't even know if I want to work for someone like that. Like, I just feel like if those are her true colors, like, that's truly so ugly to be. And I was like, I would never even treat someone like that or make them feel less or use my power like to try to threaten them. Like, I just would never. Like, I was like, that's so ugly. So I haven't seen my boss since I've had that conversation with her, so I don't really know what's going on right now or what's going to happen in the office. And I don't know if she's gonna want to have a conversation with me saying that all of a sudden she has all these issues with me, or I don't know if she's gonna tell me, okay, like, I'll give you a raise in a year. I just don't know. But regardless, I was thinking about it today and I was like, I just don't want to surround myself with people like that anymore. Bottom line, where I'm like disrespected and I still stay in a situation, and I feel like that's been a big lesson to me also this month. Why would I choose to stay somewhere where she clearly disrespected me, like straight up disrespected me, and try to humiliate me in front of other people by like literally talking shit on the phone call that she made to the other guy. So I'm just kind of like, maybe this is just another sign for me to have another sense of redirection, and that's okay. Like, I don't want to be in some place anymore that disrespects me, constantly disrespects me, and can't even grow, or they just make me feel like taken advantage of, like literally bullied. So yeah, I guess I have to see what I'm gonna do about that. But on the bright side of that, I did get news that I got a job interview for another place that actually, like, I think it'd be cool because I feel like there'd be more people my age. I feel like I have the opportunity to like meet more people that are maybe like similar to me or going through similar things. And this job is not an office job, so it's definitely somewhere where I kind of have to start from the bottom and build my way up. Like, it is a retail job, but I'm like, you know what, it'd be kind of cool to work there. I just feel like it would be a cool place to work at, and I definitely would like to apply for a position there corporate wise when I graduate college to do what I actually want to do. And I'm like, maybe that would work out. Like, if I just start, you know, like start in the company and kind of like work my way from the bottom up, especially if I'm trying to like apply there after college. So I'm excited about that because I did an assessment, and they sent me an email saying that they want me to do a video interview. So I'm actually excited about that. So I'm gonna try to do that. I don't know if I'll have time for it right now because I am gonna leave soon, but I definitely want to do that this weekend. So that's the bright side. And honestly, I was like, no, maybe I won't do it. Just because I'm always afraid of change. I think it's just like fear where I'm like, oh, I have to be the new girl again. I have to learn like a whole new system again. I have to meet new people again. But then on the right side of that, right, like the opposite side of that, it's like, okay, but maybe, who knows, even though the schedule's gonna kind of maybe suck, like maybe I'll have like a great time working there. Maybe I'll meet new people around my age that I could be cool with, that I could be friends with. Like maybe I'm just gonna have way more fun there than having like a grandma type job where I'm stagnant. Everyone's way older than me. Everyone's like kids, married, right, like in their 40s, 50s. Like maybe this is gonna be better for me and I'm gonna enjoy it a lot more, even if I don't see it like that right now. And maybe this is just like another door opening for me. I'm just gonna do the video interview, see how it goes, and kind of go from there. The last thing I want to touch on is just, maybe you guys have like also felt this also, but I've been having a really hard time to just even get out of bed lately. Like I've had no motivation to, like, if I could stay in bed all day with the lights off and just kind of like drown in my own thoughts, I would. And it's taken me so much to just even get out of bed and to even like do one thing for myself outside of work, because I just feel like it's been a really tough month mentally. I feel like I've gone through a lot of things that caused me a lot of like pain, but also growth this month, where it's kind of like, okay, maybe this is like a growing pain, right? Like I have to do this, or maybe like God or the universe like put me in this positions, because had I never gone through this, I would have never had a certain outcome. And I'm kind of at a point where I don't know what the outcome is. Like everything's kind of just happening right now and I don't know why. Like I do not know what the outcome is or the reasoning is, but I just want to say, like, if you have been going through a friendship, a relationship, a situation, whatever, where you constantly feel disrespected and your boundaries are never heard, like, I just feel like it's best to just remove yourself, as hurtful as it may be. And I think another thing, yeah, that I've learned this month is like you can't force anyone to change. So you have to kind of just plan accordingly. As bad as you may want it to work out with a relationship or a friendship or maybe even a family member, if people are going to be stuck in their ways and choose not to meet you in the middle, it's never going to work, because you can't force a person to change. They could only change if they truly want to change for themselves and they truly feel like that's something that they're willing to do for you. And the longer you stay in that situation, the more it's gonna hurt. Or you're gonna be stuck. Instead of being like, okay, it's not gonna work out, then I will go somewhere where I don't have to ask someone to do these things for me, or I don't have to ask for someone to treat me with respect, or I don't have to teach someone how to treat me. They already know how to treat me, because they just have that much love and respect for me that I don't have to teach someone how I should be treated. Do what you want with that information. I know it's a lot easier said than done. I'm definitely still struggling every day, but I've also learned to just take it day by day. What's also kept me going, I don't know if you guys have seen that TikTok where like Carol G is like she went through like the biggest heartbreak, but she's like, oh, like, yo me voy a poner más mamacita, más buena. Like, she basically is turning like her heartbreak or whatever she's going through into like her motivation to just like be that bitch and like come up on top and glow up for herself, because had she never gone through that, she would have never realized like what her fullest potential could have been. So I kind of feel like that's just, and also in a place where I'm at, where I'm just kind of like, okay, like I'm just gonna focus on me. Like I haven't really been pouring into me because I've been so focused on trying to pour into all these other things or all these other situations and people, that I'm like, okay, like I'm just gonna continue going to the gym, continue trying to eat good throughout the week, get my nails done, do things that are gonna make me feel good. Like if I want to get that filler appointment, okay, I'm gonna go get that filler appointment. Like I'm just kind of planning accordingly. Like I think the grass is always greener where you water it, it's true, but you never should let someone humiliate you and disrespect you over and over again. If you have good intentions, if you move with good intentions, if you try your best, no matter how hard something may be for you, such as like communication, or I don't know, like everyone has their things, right? Everyone has their traumas, but like if you try your best and that's still not enough for someone and they're not willing to like meet you in the middle, like I said, or work it out, so I realized like don't put yourself in a place where you're not wanted. Like, point is, know your worth. Know when it's not okay to accept disrespect anymore, when it's not okay to accept the bare minimum anymore, because you're worth so much more than just I do the bare minimum for you and you still don't appreciate it. Like, no, I do appreciate it, but it's the bare minimum. Like I said, whatever that is, whether it's a friendship, a relationship, with a family member, like it doesn't matter. It's like you deserve so much more than the bare minimum. And at the end of the day, people know how they treat you. People know right from wrong. People will know exactly how they want to treat you and exactly how they want to handle you. And I just don't want to be in a place where I get handled roughly anymore. Like, I'll be with someone who you don't have to teach them how to treat you, and that goes for effort, that goes for involving you in things, that goes for planning things out for you as well, taking you into consideration. Like, one of the highest forms of love I feel that you could give someone besides your time and just like honesty is like taking them into consideration. And no matter what you do, damn, like you really take me into consideration about everything you do, because you think about also how it would affect me or how it would make me feel. Like, I feel like that's one of the purest, highest forms of love. Also, it's like taking you into consideration. So before I close out this video, because I'm pretty much almost done getting ready, I might just put some falsies on the end of my eyes. But keep your head up, girlies. Like, I have so much more to say, but I feel like my thoughts are just like so like congested that I don't even know how to formulate my words or express myself properly right now. So keep your head up. Every day gets a little bit better. Every day you get a little bit stronger. Every day you come to more realizations, and really time heals all. No matter how long it may take, like, your peace is so important. And if you feel like, yeah, this situation sucks, but maybe it's for the best, because I would have never walked away, or I would have never realized X, Y, and Z had this situation never happened to me. Whether it's a job, right, that just happened to me, or a relationship, or whatever, like, just know everything gets better, everything gets resolved. You're not alone. Every day is a new day. And just like Carol G says, I love Carol G, so just like she says, mañana será más bonito. Tomorrow is a beautiful day than the shitty one that you're experiencing. And life goes on. Life goes on. So just enjoy the good, enjoy the bad, learn from those growing pains, and become a better you. Don't even seek revenge. Like, just become a better you. Focus on yourself and let go and let God. I always said that. Let go and let God. Whatever's meant for you will be for you, and that person will show you whatever it takes for you or to be with you. And because it's almost going to be the end of July, also, I hope you guys have a way better August. I hope there's so many opportunities, blessings, happiness, love in August for myself and for all of you guys. And hang in there. We'll get through it. I think something's in the fucking air. I don't know if it's like retrograde. I don't know, girl. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it. And I hope August is a lot different for all of us and all of us going through it. And may all your unresolved things eventually come to light and settle the way they're supposed to. So may peace be with all of us, and I will see you guys in the next video because I do have to go soon. And yes, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, bye you guys.